Well, hello, my offspring. Mother is here. Mommy cray cray! And today I have a delicious hot dog that I will be eating. And you may be wondering to yourself, why are you eating on screen? Well, I have a special treat. We are going to be watching how hot dogs are made. Yes, if you're like me, you've had so many hot dogs you can barely count.
You can't even count enough, because 1, 2, because it's slip and slide.
And I always give my kids hot dogs. You know, it's a quick, convenient, go-to food when you're in a pinch or you just really want a hot dog. I love hot dogs. I've had turkey hot dogs, vegan hot dogs. I've had all kinds of hot dogs. But to be honest, my very favorite hot dogs are beef hot dogs. They're so delicious and juicy and full of fat. Yum! If you're like me, you really don't pay attention to what's in hot dogs. I mean, we all kind of make the jokes, you know, of what's in a hot dog. What's the surprise? Like the leftover parts. But do we really know what's in a hot dog? What are you feeding yourself? And more importantly, what are we feeding our kids? If you don't want to know, I'm going to tell you now, don't watch this video. But I decided to be an informed mother. So we will be watching how hot dogs are made while eating a hot dog. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hot dogs are an all-American fare, but most likely it was German sausage makers who first came up with the idea. In fact, there are reports of German immigrants
I knew they were
selling
German.
them from push carts in New York's Bowery as far back as the 1860s. A century and a half later, hot dogs are still the #1 treat on the street.
Oh, just seeing these uncooked hot dogs just go into a bin? What kind of hot dogs are these? Those are like beef hot dogs and they're super fat. I don't like the real fat hot dogs. I like skinny hot dogs, skinny long hot dogs.
Don't you want to be the guy or gal with the big hot dog?
So these right off the bat just going into this bin with all those hot dogs. Ugh. What are they shooting out of? This is this
Traditional hot
Okay,
dogs
so these are
made
pork
from
hot
a mix
dogs.
of pork, beef, and chicken.
Oh.
The cuts they start with are
It's like a
called
turducken.
trimmings.
Oh!
Left over from cutting steaks.
What is that? What is that? Why is it so white? Okay, is the exposure off on this video? Why is the meat so white? That's all three meats. That's pork, chicken, and beef. I think pork is light, so is chicken. Okay, and beef is usually darker, but what are these cuts? Is that skin? Okay, I can still eat my hot dog. Let's just go.
The trimmings are ground the same way butchers chop up hamburger meat, by pushing the cuts through grated metal plates.
Okay. It's like pushing out. It looks like something. Have you guys ever seen like a roach give birth? It looks like eggs coming out of the back of its. Ah!
La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar.
We now return to your regular programming.
Okay, but I'm seeing the little strings. It does look like really big ground beef. If you've ever seen like the butcher shop, it does look like that. So far, this makes sense. I'm grossed out, but not to the point of not eating yet. And these are all beef, so I don't have the mixture. But it looks like ground beef now. This looks a little bit better. It's just so white.
Processed chicken trimmings are added to the ground meat, followed by food starch.
Did you see that little bit of pink that was in there? It was like the white was on the outside and then like the pink was in the middle, like all the blood drained to the center of the thing. Ugh. Okay, modified cornstarch, salt.
And other flavorings.
Now, I like how they're just like other flavorings. You don't need to know. Look, this is they're in the lab. Listen, when we do this thing, we can't tell them that we're putting all kinds of chemicals in here. So we're just gonna call it other flavorings and put a mustard picture there.
These flavorings vary depending on where the hot dogs are to be sold, because people in different regions have different tastes.
What is that? That looks like some type of like Morton seasoning.
Water is sprayed into the mix, and everything is blended together in a big vat.
Okay. I'm going to choose to believe that looks like mud and not ground up throw up. Oh! I'm still hungry, so I'm going to eat this hot dog.
Corn syrup adds a dash of sweetness.
They put sugar in it? They say Americans are always eating sugar. So they're adding sugar to these things. That's what's it. I don't taste any sweetness in this hot dog. Or maybe
water helps to disperse the ingredients and make the hot dogs juicier.
Look at the meat! I'm triggered! This looks like vomit! Or one could argue it looks like mud. It looks like mud. It looks like mud. It doesn't look like sewage. It kind of looks like a sewage pipe. And what's this in the background? There's like crust on the wall. It's dried up hot dog goo.
The kids will love you.
This is, and it's so shiny. Why is it so shiny? Why is it so shiny? Is it the corn syrup?
Do a fine emulsion and vacuums out any air.
All right, that doesn't look as bad bigger. I'm okay with it bigger. That looks fine.
Long rolls of cellulose tubing are loaded into the stuffing machine.
Cellulose. Okay, shoot it out.
It pumps the meat puree into these casings, twisting it every 5
Look at Paula.
inches.
Paula's like, if y'all don't get this camera out of my face, girl, I'm just trying to do this job. They paying me $1 an hour. I ain't got time for this video shoot. And she's looking at us like, y'all eat these hot dogs? Well, I don't.
The length of one hot dog. It takes just 35 seconds to make
what's
a
she
chain
doing?
of hot
Okay.
dogs that would span a soccer
Stop
field
showing that
twice.
stuff coming out the gutter. All right, so it looks like they're, okay.
Then, 3 of those hot dog chains are linked
Why do they
together
have the
to make
black
an even
on them?
longer
Oh, that's
string,
just how they
and
do
they're
it.
loaded several at a time into another machine, which
Okay.
drapes the hot dogs onto moving racks. The process
pretty
carefully
efficient. Now
timed
they're looking
so
like
that
hot
the twist
dogs.
always lands on the bar. The rack shunt the hot dogs through a liquid smoke shower, then into
Look at
an
the
oven with
water.
several
Why is it
cooking
so
zones.
brown?
The liquid
Why is the water brown at the bottom? It looks like mud water.
smoke seeps through the casing and adds flavor to the dogs as they bake.
So they bake them.
Hot out of the oven,
There's the-
these franks are drenched in cold, salty water to chill
Is that what makes them turn? How do they turn pink? Wait a. When I cook meat, it doesn't turn pink. What makes a hot dog so pink? What happened in there? Was it the liquid smoke? Is it the mixture? Name a meat in the world that turns pink when you cook it. Maybe that was food coloring. Oh, that's my last bite. All right, finish the hot
The
dog.
hot dogs then file down to an unloading zone. Here, a machine pulls them off the bars onto a conveyor.
I like how efficient this is. Like,
Then, the hot dogs
Yes, Hot Dog
slide off the
Factory's not
conveyor
playing.
into metal containers.
they know exactly what they're doing.
If you've been wondering about those black stripes on the casings,
Yeah.
one is about to be revealed.
It is? I was wondering, why do they
The
have the
stripe
black...
is a marker attached to the casing. The absence of a black stripe means the hot dog is cooked and ready for packaging.
Wait, what? The absence? Oh, who takes off the casing? The case is
Inside
still
the PR
there.
machine, a tiny knife slits each casing along the top. Then, steam
Wow!
air blows the casings right off the dogs.
Steam blows the casing off.
This machine peels 700 hot dogs a minute.
700 hot dogs a minute? We eat a lot of hot dogs in the U.S.
Go ahead there, folks. Pick yourself up a couple of dogs.
An inspector makes sure the casing has been completely removed. And that
Oh,
there are
you
no
see? Some
defects
of
in the
those
dog.
hot dogs back there don't pass inspection. They have like the little They're all cut and things like that. So some of these hot dogs, but I've never had a bad hot dog coming out of that.
Bicycle chain. The sprockets position the hot dogs for packaging. This factory manufactures an incredible 300,000 hot dogs an hour.
I want to see what brand of hot dog
That's
this is.
2.5 million per shift.
Who is that?
They really
Wait,
do
Morel? Who? John Morel. I have never heard of this hot dog brand in my life. This is like a really off-brand hot. John Morel. I have never heard of his hot dogs. Leave a comment. Have you eaten a John Morel hot dog? Well, you were eating this turducken hot dog. Look at, okay. This is the saddest plate. Like, who is eating this meal where you have the 2 hot dog packs on the side, this cheap paper plate, and some chips with some mustard. I didn't put mustard on my dog, and for no, I hate ketchup on hot dogs. I only eat mustard and relish.
With mustard and relish, you'll guarantee mouth-watering satisfaction.
But look at this dinner. This looks this looks like something my husband would make. Like, look at the chips. Like, they couldn't even put, like, they couldn't even dress it up or do like a really pretty picture, you know, they do with the food, you know, like the Food Network, how they show like the gorgeous plating at the end. There was no effort given. This is the hot dog factory. If you want effort, you need to go to the hamburger factory. That's it. Some fun facts about hot dogs just to get you in the mood. The origins of hot dogs are a mystery. No one knows where they actually come from. A lot of people think they come from Germany. In Homer's Odyssey, sausages were mentioned. That is the first mention of sausages we have in history. The Emperor Nero's chef Gaius is said to have prepared these type of sausages for Nero. So that's another reference in history to sausages, hot dogs, you know, kind of the same thing. There are some conflicting facts as to who put a hot dog on a bun originally. So in the city of Vienna, there were 2 Austro-Hungarian immigrants, I guess you would call them, Emil Reichel and Sam Ladany. They were to have brought the first like sausage type thing on a piece of bread into their city. The 2 men then left Europe for Chicago, and of course they took the recipe with them, and they sold the first hot dogs, or said to have sold the first hot dogs in America at the 1893 World's Fair.
Hot dog, hot dog.
But alas, Germany's not having it. They say they created the hot dog. It had nothing to do with America or these Hungarians. They say it was invented in their city in 1487. There was an inventor named Johann
Haagen-Dazs.
I don't know how to pronounce these names. The Germans say that the hot dog was created in Germany, in Frankfurt, Germany in 1487. There's no story to go along with it. They just claim it that day, girl. They're just like, that's mine. We created a hot dog. What year? 1487. Where's your evidence? But the actual tale is that Johann Jorgenheiger, I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Who knows, girl? That he made a hot dog in the late 1600s. And he traveled to Frankfurt to promote his new food. Those are the stories behind how hot dogs were invented. But like the meat in it, we shall never know. Mustard is the most popular topping to eat on hot dogs. Hello. I don't know people who eat ketchup on hot dogs. Death to ketchup on hot dogs. I like it on fries, I like it on burgers, but when it comes to my hot dog, I like mustard and second relish. Let me know in the comments what you like. On record, the most expensive hot dog was sold in 2014 for $169, and it was a cheese bratwurst. I hate bratwurst, and that just sounds really disgusting, a cheese bratwurst. To make it even more disgusting, it was covered in butter teriyaki grilled onions, which sound good on their own, but not on a cheese bratwurst, maitake mushrooms, wagyu beef, fragua, shaved black truffles, caviar, and Japanese mayonnaise on a brioche bun. Did the Try Guys actually eat that? I think they may have eaten that, and it sounds disgusting. In 2015, a competitive eater broke the record and consumed 62 hot dogs in 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure he had to go to the hospital after that. And I know it was a man because no woman would even go there. That's it. I'm Mommy Cray Cray, guys. So if you've been giving your kids hot dogs or you eat hot dogs a lot, now you know what's in them. Will it stop you from eating hot dogs, or will you just keep on eating them because you really don't care and they're too good? Make sure you check me out on Instagram and Facebook at Mommy Cray Cray. Bye.